Hello folks! Okay, let's try one more sample solution for an old final exam problem. This one's going to be on smart pointers. And again, this one actually comes from the 2016 final exam. So the original question is basically just a real quick two-liner talking about the idea that in C++, some implementations support the unique pointer as well as shared pointers and weak pointers. The interesting part about this is that it can't be shared or copied. So if you've got a unique pointer, it truly is unique. It's the only pointer to the item that you're talking about. And so the original question was to just go through and try and get students, and again, this was supposed to be an in-class exam, to try and figure out where the use of unique pointers might be appropriate and why, as opposed to where shared pointers might be more appropriate and why. So again, what I want to take a look at is a slight tweak to the question to make it a little bit more suitable for a take-home exam. And so I expanded on the question a little bit in this revised version. So in this, we go through and add a bit more discussion about the unique pointer. And again, the idea is it's only possible to move a unique pointer from one unique pointer to another. So essentially, you're transferring ownership. If you've got one unique pointer and you want to move that over to another unique pointer somewhere, you do actually move it. So there's an STD move that essentially transfers control from one pointer to the other. So there's only one pointer that has control over the item at any given point in time. And then went on to mention that behind the scenes, because the unique pointers are the only thing that references an item, they don't need reference counts, right? The reference count is just one all the time because there is only one pointer to it. So that's the distinction between shared pointers and unique pointers. There's only one, you don't have a reference count, but you can't simply copy it. And that includes things like passing it as a parameter, right? If I want to pass a unique pointer as a parameter to a function someplace or to a method someplace, I actually have to move it to that other parameter to transfer control. So those are the distinctions. And again, the question is still one of, well, where do you think unique pointers would be more appropriate and why? And where do you think shared pointers might be more appropriate and why? Now, again, the original intent was for students to just sit down and think about this and go, okay, well, what might be appropriate circumstances for each, and answer from there. Now, given that it's a take-home exam, I would kind of half expect that there would be a bunch of quick Googling on where are appropriate uses for unique pointers and some discussion based on that. And so I would expect kind of quite a range of different potential discussions and solutions from students. And it really is about how you explain to me what's going on here. So some of the things that I would kind of expect as highlights here, I guess the first things that spring to mind, maybe, so let's see if we can come up with a sample solution here and see what we can spitball some ideas. So for something like this, any question like this, what I'm going to wind up doing is saying, okay, well, maybe I'll just come up with a bunch of different one-line ideas and then expand on them as I think about it. So where are cases where we would want unique control over something? So maybe situations where, let's say, unique pointers might be crucial, where we have, let's see, what are things that might come up? Maybe exception handling related to an object. Right, so cases where we want to guarantee that somebody is in unique control for whatever error handling has to happen. Unique control, say, over error handling processing. I can see that being a potential situation. Or cases involving threading, where we want strict control over a resource. So I can envision situations like this, or simply cases where you have one central controller that you want a unique instance of and a unique control over. So things like this, I can imagine sort of just spitballing some ideas originally and then maybe coming back and expanding on it as we get through to it. So first off, I'd start off just kind of listing out a few different ideas. Maybe I'll come back and expand on those in a little bit. And then for shared pointers, I guess clearly any case where we have anywhere where multiple objects want to, let's say, share control over an item. So if I'm generating an item someplace and then manipulating it in lots of different places, then maybe shared pointers make complete sense. Right? So if there's something that I'm passing around to all sorts of different places and they can all modify it, you know, they all need access, they all need to be able to change the item. You know, maybe it makes sense to set up shared pointers for a situation like that. Then, you know, going back and kind of rereading some of this stuff. So we've got this distinction about it being a unique pointer, being unique, being the only one that can access things. So we're thinking along those lines, thinking about where that property makes the unique pointer more appropriate, and where the actual sharing makes the shared pointer more appropriate. And I guess the other half is to look at the implementation side of it, where we aren't using reference counts with the unique pointer. It is in that sense, a cleaner implementation. We might say that, well, you know, based on the lack of reference counts, let's say based on the absence of reference counts, you know, maybe we've got improved performance from our unique pointers. Maybe they're better in general. If the object doesn't need to be shared. Or the other way around, based on the extra move step to pass unique pointers as parameters, you know, maybe it makes more sense, maybe passing shared parameters around, or shared pointers makes more sense if we're doing a lot of, let's say, by value parameter passing. So yeah, this is just based on the idea of, let's go through and read the description of the problem and see if there's things in that that gives me hints about, you know, where it may or may not make sense to try these things. And if you go off and start doing a little bit of research, you'll see that there is a kind of a tendency to use shared pointers just because it's a little bit simpler than going through and thinking about where you need to do proper moves. So I guess there is an element of simplicity or laziness involved in choosing to use the shared pointers rather than the unique pointers. right? It's easier to do. If you've learned the one, it's an easier process, right? So any of these things might be reasonable ideas. I guess the other thing is that first point about some implementations support unique pointers. Does that kind of imply not all do? So based on the notion that some implementations support unique pointers, there is an implication that some do not. Clearly, if we want to be compatible with those implementations of C++, we pretty much have to use shared pointer. So I'd be going through and saying, okay, well, what are the different circumstances, just based on the description of the question, where would it make sense to use one versus the other? Right, so this is the kind of thing I'm looking for, and for you to expand on these points as you think about it, and just come up with your ideas and your rationale on when one might make sense over the other. And again, it's just based on you demonstrating to me that you understand the possible implications of the things that we're talking about, where it might be useful, where it might not, where it might be dangerous, where it might not, where it might be possible, where it might not. And that's the idea. For an awful lot of these styles of questions, I'm just looking for you to think through possibilities and tell me about possibilities. When you've only got partial information to work from, I'm not necessarily requiring you to give me the 100% correct right answer, because based on the information, there isn't one. It's looking at the possibilities, and it's your discussion of those that I'm really interested in seeing. So I will leave that one there, and you can play and experiment as you like.